Bruce Lee, the legend, the icon. The man who redefined martial arts and cinema. His speed, his power, and his philosophy made him seem invincible. But behind the myth of the immortal dragon, there was a human being, one who faced challenges, setbacks, and real world struggles. Today, we're breaking down the myth of Bruce Lee's invincibility and diving into the ultimate clash, the one he faced not in the ring, but against his own limits. This is the untold story of Bruce Lee's ultimate fight. Bruce Lee didn't start as the unbeatable martial arts master we know today. He faced setbacks, failures, and even defeat before becoming the powerhouse that captivated the world. As a teenager, Lee wasn't immediately accepted into the rigid martial arts systems of Hong Kong. His bold, unorthodox approach to combat raised eyebrows. His refusal to adhere strictly to traditional martial arts made him a controversial figure. Bruce had to fight for acceptance before he ever faced an opponent in the ring. Bruce was an outsider. He didn't fit into the traditional systems, so he faced a lot of pushback. He had to prove himself in ways that people today don't always understand. He wasn't just fighting other people, he was fighting for a place in a system that didn't want him. One of the most infamous and often misunderstood battles Bruce Lee fought was against Wong Jackman in 1964. While Bruce Lee's cinematic portrayals always show him dominating every fight, this real-life encounter was much more complex. The fight between Lee and Wong Jackman has been shrouded in controversy. Some say Bruce won easily, others claim the fight was a lot more evenly matched. But there's one thing that's undeniable: this fight forced Bruce Lee to reassess his approach to combat. Bruce Lee was humbled by this fight. Wong Jackman was a traditional martial artist who fought with discipline, patience, and precision. Bruce was forced to adapt. This was the moment that inspired him to develop Jeet Kune Do. Instead of seeking victory through brute force, Lee realized that real combat required more than just raw speed and power. It required adaptability, precision, and awareness of the situation. Out of this defeat came a revolution in martial arts. Bruce Lee didn't just focus on defeating his opponents, he focused on understanding them. Bruce Lee's body became a symbol of physical perfection. His famous one-inch punch, his lightning-fast strikes, his unmatched stamina, he made the impossible look effortless. But even Bruce Lee had to face the limitations of his own body. In 1970, Bruce Lee suffered a major setback. He injured his back while performing a high kick. This injury would sideline him for months, and for a time it seemed like his martial arts career could be over. The injury was serious. Bruce Lee had to completely rethink his physical training. He wasn't just dealing with pain, he had to rebuild his body from the ground up. And this is where his true mental strength showed. Instead of letting the injury break him, Bruce Lee used it as an opportunity to learn more about biomechanics, kinesiology, and the human body. His time off gave birth to a new training methodology that blended Eastern and Western fitness principles, which revolutionized the way martial artists train worldwide. Bruce Lee's most formidable battle, however, was not physical, it was mental. The pressure of his fame, the expectations placed on him by fans, and the constant scrutiny of his every move began to take a toll. Despite his outward confidence, Bruce Lee often questioned himself. Was he truly a martial arts master? Was he misunderstood? Was his pursuit of greatness in vain? Bruce Lee struggled with self-doubt. He was constantly searching for the truth, constantly asking himself what he could do to become better. His inner conflict drove him to push beyond normal human limits, but it also led to feelings of isolation and uncertainty. Bruce Lee's journey was as much about conquering his own mind as it was about defeating opponents. His ultimate clash was with his own limitations, both physical and mental. Bruce Lee didn't just become a legend because he was invincible, he became a legend because he faced his own vulnerabilities head-on. His greatest battle was not against other martial artists, but against the limits of the human body and mind. Bruce Lee's legacy is not built on invincibility, but on the relentless pursuit of self-improvement. He showed the world that true strength is not about never falling, but about getting back up every time we do. Bruce Lee's ultimate clash was with himself. And in that battle, he became more than a martial artist, he became an icon of self-transformation. His fight continues to inspire millions. So ask yourself, what's your ultimate clash?